There was a time in that brief period that I was just like, what am I doing? I don't want to do high school counseling. I know I'm skilled in marketing, but I don't quite understand what it is that I'm doing, where it is I'm supposed to go. So I remember that day I was actually here. I'm here visiting my sister and her husband in Atlanta. So I was in
And
their
Joy, about how old were you while all of this was taking place? Because you're talking about masters, you're talking about working, talking about getting laid off.
oh,
You look
I was
over 20.
I was between the ages of 26 and 30,
Okay.
or maybe 25 and 30, because I 25 and 30. Yeah. Yeah. So I was still quite young. Yeah. Still quite like on entry level career.
Yeah.
So I remember I was sitting in their home because I came to visit them when after I quit my job and I was looking for figuring out what to do. I remember praying for God to reveal to me what this next part of my life was. And I'll never forget the Holy Spirit dropped in my mind, pivot and thrive. And that's where the pivot and thrive journey began. That's where I started getting a little bit more bold and audacious with just the idea of changing course completely, still accomplishing the same goal of just impacting people, impacting women, and being a mentor and a leader and guiding people along their own journey. I was kind of doing that with high school counseling, right? But for a different demographic. So in pop that phrase pivot and thrive,
So
and
it's
that's
like you had the
right.
same mission, right? Which is
Hmm.
to impact a
Yeah.
group of people, but
Hmm.
how, right? The way you did it shifted.
The way I did it shifted, and I guess the demographic shifted as well. So in short, I'm still doing even though I'm working in marketing full time, I do see that as a means to an end, but it's a means to an end that I enjoy, right? Rather than in high school counseling, which was kind of still a means to an end, but I thought of it more as purpose, and I thought of it more as like a vehicle to purpose, and which is, I think that's why I struggled with it for so long, because I was like, I can't stay here for however many years.
It was
But
creating a tear in your spirit. I know you're talking
yeah,
about your body was just not, this isn't
yeah, I
make
was dysregulated. I literally would go to work, like, I would be late almost every day, because I didn't want to be there. So I would like drag my feet to the car, drive slow on the road. Like I was literally late every day. I was so upset being there to a point I started getting anxious when I was in the office. Um, so yeah, it created a tension for sure. And I think being finding that peace in myself. I remember I went to therapy and I was talking to my therapist about just contending with the fact that, yes, I like this and I'm doing this, but I still also want this thing too. And one thing we worked on was it's okay to have like this dichotomy of things meeting. It's okay to have two parts that make you whole, essentially, or that can make a whole rather than making me whole. So I contended with that for a while. And I remember it was my therapist who I didn't take her advice at the time, but she asked me like, well, what would it look like if you did go back to school to get a master's so you could be more specific in who you focus on? So, in the future, in the near future, I really would like my work as a therapist to focus on women like you and like I who have pivoted, who have done one career field, who I don't know if this is true for you, but who might have experienced anxiety making that pivot and who might have notice that their desire is to have impact on a particular demographic or people or place, but they're struggling with finding what that impact looks like. And so my goal as a future therapist or as a future licensed therapist is to work with demographics much like me.